walk us through what you're seeing right now? We see still a large presence there behind you.
Yes, there's a lot of people here. There's maybe just under 100, and some folks are still making their way. So this has been going on all day, but it's really culminated in this moment with all of these people gathering after they got out of school, because we have students and other education advocates who have been out here. We can see they have desks set up. They're calling it a study in so they can get their work done, but also let the people at the Department of Ed and let the Trump administration know that they are disagreeing with where things are heading now. The department already has used layoffs and buyouts to cut its workforce in half, and President Trump has said the Department of Ed is a waste of taxpayer money and that its power should be turned over to the state. Today, he said other agencies like Health and Human Services would be taking over responsibility for federal student loans and disability programs. Dismantling the Department of Ed, though, would require an act of Congress, and that's something activists out here today fear.
And I think that sets like a precedent and a slippery slope towards things that would like really destroy the lives of everyday students. Things like eliminating programs for students with disabilities, Title I funding for low-income schools, laying off the teachers that we need in our classrooms.
The work I did at HHS is here.
Khalil Ali is on the job hunt.
I think the work I did at USAID too is applicable as well because it's a lot of coordination.
He lost his dream job at USAID unexpectedly as part of the Trump administration's efforts to cut down the federal workforce.
So the way it happened was so sudden with no warning. So we were locked out of our emails. There was no communication of why or what happened. And then we learned that they placed us on admin leave. And then a few weeks later, we all got termination notices, just mass termination notices, hundreds of us.
It's been a lot these past few weeks. He says he's looking for jobs every day.
The stress is unreal. It's like unlike anything I've ever been through.
Khalil's story is just one of many. That's why the district put together this job fair for impacted federal workers.
So we're glad about the turnout.
Charles Hall heads DC's Department of Human Resources. He says the roughly 60 public and private employers represented here have jobs on the table. But it's unknown now if any of those district jobs are at risk should Congress take $1.1 billion from DC's budget as part of a measure to avoid a government shutdown.
What we do know is we planned accordingly to ensure that this event would take place, and we'd be prepared to offer these positions and to hire based upon the fact that these are available positions at the moment within district government.
That's worrisome to Khalil, but he's feeling optimistic, especially after getting an interview offer today.
It's ups and downs, for sure, but I'm trying to be more positive, trying to manifest something positive.
Reporting in Northeast.
Thank you so much.
Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
As a room full of veterans and their loved ones commemorate the ceremonial opening of this new VA healthcare clinic,
this is no time to be laying off veterans.
There's also those who worry about those veterans' futures amid federal layoffs. Over the last 2 weeks, more than 2,400 employees were dismissed from the VA, including probationary employees. The Fredericksburg Healthcare Center is expected to hire upwards of 900 employees over the next few years. But when the doors officially open, there'll be around 260 workers.
As we hire staff, we'll be able to open up more. But we'll have our core services in place.
Ron Johnson is the executive director of the Central Virginia VA healthcare system.
We've been fortunate in the Department of Veterans Affairs. Our secretary has offered exemptions on most occupations within the Veterans Health Administration. So we're able to continue with our hiring, and we're going to do that, and it should not disrupt services going forward.
His message to area veterans recently laid off from the VA.
Keep your head up. We are here to support you, and there are other opportunities within the VA and across the federal government.